ChatGPT-5, can you research the best trading strategies online, including ones firms and financial institutions use, compile them into a full Pine script strategy that I can use on TradingView? Okay, this is intense. This backtest engine says 3,174% profit. And just look how incredible this looks on screen with a full table in here, bars in trade. It's saying when it's ready to hand off and reclaim its trades. And look at these exits here. This long trade right here caught this entire move. It was an easy 10% trade, and it locked back in again for another trade and found the exact top here. Zooming in on the win rate, it's almost 60% profitable. That means it wins 60% of the time and it loses 40% of the time. It included commission and all of the initial settings that I use for my exchange. And the default settings work pretty well. This is the Bitcoin 1 hour chart. The way that this works is it uses different VWAP sources from daily and the standard one from this time frame that we're on right now on the 1 hour. And it'll take its profit as soon as it crosses under that locked in VWAP. So using these different VWAPs here, they're color coded on screen. It uses all of these to confirm its entry for a triple confirmation. And it also uses that for its stop loss. This is how it was able to catch this entire move all the way to the top and then take its profit at the exact peak. Now, before I go any further, I'm going to copy this entire code, paste it for free in my free Discord server. The link is down in the description if you want to grab this full code on screen. Once you're in the free Trade Tactics Discord, just scroll down here. There's over 60,000 people in this Discord, traders looking to build strategies here. I am in the working scripts category, and I'm just going to paste it right here into the full scripts. So it's uploaded right here. This is the AI WAP strategy. You can just click the download button in the bottom right corner, and that'll download the text file. You can upload it directly to TradingView. To do that, all you need to do is go to tradingview.com. The sign up link for that is down in the description. And then you can go to your chart, and in the bottom left corner, there is the Pine Editor panel. You'll just click the drop down menu here for creating a new script. Make sure it's completely empty like this on screen, and then just paste it right in and then hit add to chart. And that'll automatically add with the exact settings that I have currently on the Bitcoin 1 hour chart. And this is ChatGPT-5. This is long anticipated. We were waiting for it to come out for months. It was rumored to come out in August. And here are the benchmarks. I'm not going to go too much into this, but this is the coding benchmarks here. Clearly, it's better than all previous models, including OpenAI's O3, which was their previous best model. So now it's able to code and pass higher benchmarks than ever before, especially with the thinking version. In the top left corner, there's ChatGPT-5 right here. And in the other models, there's the thinking version and then the pro version, which has even better if you are on the pro version of ChatGPT. And while yes, my tuned version of my Wolfpack Elite bot is able to achieve some better results, this is over 1,000% profit. Using flat order trades here, I can change it over to percent of equity, meaning profit reinvest if you want to see the results on it. It's over 5.4 million % net profit with only a 40% drawdown, all things factored in. And this is on the Ethereum 15-minute chart here. The reason it's so good is I put my Wolfpack Elite bot through a backend system that chops up the candlesticks, reorganizes them, adds extra volatility, extra periods of drawdown to stress test it to make sure that it can survive these extensive drawdown periods. And so all things considered, it's able to find the best settings and prove that those settings actually survive stress tests. So what most people do is they configure their chart, they set it up, and they only do one version of history here. This is one backtest here, one single backtest. And what you want to do is thousands of random simulations to prove that you didn't just achieve these results by fluke, but in any variation of history, your bot will still perform over time. And you want to see how stable it is until it hits its limit and starts to collapse on itself. So a more resilient, stable bot is the goal. This system is able to achieve these results with a lower win rate because the wins that it's taking are so large. For example, right now in this system, this is live trading. I've configured this bot months ago and I've been running it This long that it entered, still holding its trade, and it's in 35% profit, and it didn't get chopped out in the middle here. With live trading, I have a couple different configurations set up here. I have this one that's been running just over 2 weeks, almost 3 weeks now. It's in 14% profit. There's an 8.0 version of this. I have this one 16% profit. This one here, I put a little bit larger test order in. This is real money that I'm using. This is 113% net profit, almost $3,000 net profit, running this system live. And I have multiple different variants of this. XLM, I have an 8 to 5 minute sniper version of it. Because this trading system, the Wolfpack Elite bot, is flexible enough to learn how to trade on any candlestick chart that you give it. Based on the statistical backing of this, I'm very confident in using larger order sizes for this bot. And it's available on wap.com/trade tactics if you want to pick up a subscription to it. And if you use Elite Tactics 50, you'll get 50% off your first month using it. So back to the system that we just built using ChatGPT-5. This is able to trade on the Bitcoin 50-minute chart, which makes it far more interesting. You want to have a flexible strategy that's able to respond in real time to different situations. And on the 15-minute chart, there's a lot more noise, less clear uptrends, and a lot more chop and back and forth and market confusion going. And based on just the default settings that ChatGPT gave me, again, I haven't run these through any kind of market simulations yet. I haven't even optimized these settings. Just based off the pure base rules, it was able to work on a higher time frame, the 1 hour chart, and the lower time frame, down to the 15-minute chart so far, with 1,600 total closed trades, which is a good sign. Based off this, we're still able to achieve just under a 50% profitable trades, net profit. And we want to increase that, bring it over that 50% mark, or run some calculus on our risk to reward ratio. And importantly, factoring in our commission to every single trade. If I zoom out, based on this, you could see all kinds of different trades. It's just scalping the market, really. It's just looking for when that VWAP crosses over and then it claims its profit as soon as it can. So if you're following along with the script on your screen, right now, you just grab it in the Trade Tactics Discord. You can be adjusting these settings until you find ones that you're more happy with, more comfortable with. And of course, what I recommend is if you're doing back tests, only test on half of your data, maybe up to 60% of your data, and then leave the remaining 40% to test when you're done to see if the bot still is profitable in that out of sample data. You want to remove some of the data so that you can use it later. And that's what we call statistical validation. If you're not doing that, you are probably susceptible to curve fitting or overfitting your strategy, meaning your strategy just performed based off luck. It wasn't actually good in real time. And so what we could start doing is increasing our win rate by changing some of the strategy entry conditions. Maybe we want to add some candlestick patterns just to confirm an entry, make sure that there's a really good bullish engulfing breakout or some other kind of candlestick breakout that we can detect. There's a couple methods that we could implement in conjunction with this. So right now, this is just the bare minimum script here that I've shared in the Trade Tactics Discord. If you have any questions, comment down below. I'm going to leave a pinned comment for you with all of the sign-up links and everything else that you need. And what's immediately appealing about this bot is it uses the higher time frame handoff to make sure that we're locked in even on these lower time frames. This is the 30-minute chart. It's still performing relatively well, 29% max drawdown. We'd like to have that come down a little bit. And of course, with some setting optimization, we can definitely optimize for that. Most people who are optimizing these parameters are looking for the net profit to come up. What I recommend is look at that max drawdown, set a limit for yourself. If you're putting in capital, remember this number is probably the lowest in history that it'll ever be, because the future will always hold more drawdown. So you want to leave yourself some wiggle room for safety. The best setting to optimize for is definitely the Sharpe ratio. You want to get your Sharpe ratio as high as possible because that factors in the win to loss adjusted for volatility. And so make sure you're using standard candlesticks as well. Right now on our chart, we just have standard candlesticks. If I change it to Heiken Ashi, for example, you'll see that the results look very appealing, but you'll see that the results look very appealing here. This is more profitable, but the problem is Heiken Ashi has a problem where it's repainting. So you only ever, the rule of thumb is only use real standard candlesticks in backtesting, because Heiken Ashi can repaint and skew your results. So it looks good on backtest, but it's not actually doing anything. It's hurting your actual real world performance, because in the real world, you don't have a Heiken Ashi per se live trading that you can look at and know that that was the exact bottom of the Heiken Ashi. Other than those really important factors to keep in mind, don't just optimize for total P&L. You want to keep your max drawdown lower, especially if you're putting in more money or using leverage. If you're using leverage, it can get really dangerous really quickly. So be sure that you're really robustness testing your strategy. And remember that just on screen here, this is one version of history. You want to do some Monte Carlo simulations or other kinds of tests like bootstrapping. And as I've shown in my previous video, sometimes you can download the price data and take a look at it. You would just do this export chart data here. You can download the full chart data, all the candlesticks in the ISO time, so you can look at them and you can do things with them in Python, for example. This is how the actual candlesticks look here. The open, the high, the low, the close. This is the text version of a candlestick, and what TradingView does is it actually parses it out visually on screen to make it look really pretty. That's why we use TradingView. And if you're using MetaTrader 5, you can still use these kinds of methodologies. Really easy to do. TradingView is just my preference, and ChatGPT can use MetaTrader 5 as well, but I prefer to use PineScript. It takes 2 seconds to get locked in on PineScript. Really easy, really simple to use. I'm going to end the video there, guys. Remember, Elite Tactics 50, that is the 50% off coupon code for wop.com/trade tactics if you want to grab a subscription to my proven bot. And you can grab this strategy. Just remember where to find it. It's in the Trade Tactics full scripts here. This is full open source. You can grab the script that we built on stream today, right now, in the server for 100% free. See you in the next one.